Migration flows from Africa to Europe are on the rise, putting further strains on southern European countries like Italy, whose coastal guards continue rescuing thousands of migrants making dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean. 175,000 migrants arrived in Italy last year. The Italian government has now proposed the setup of asylum centers in so-called countries of origin, like Libya, Egypt, and Tunisia. The African Union has slammed the idea, saying Europe is trying to avoid footing the bill. But the European Commission has so far welcomed the proposal.
We consider it a good contribution to the debate, but for us this would have to be something that is done very much in cooperation with the IOM and the UNHCR. If you have these kind of reception centres, which is a possibility to set up in third countries to identify people who are in need of protection, then identifying those that could be offered resettlement places. I mean, that's something that is technically feasible, but that the European Union would not be able to do, firstly, without the cooperation of the IOM and the UNHCR, as I said, and secondly, without the financing.
European nations are divided on how to handle new arrivals. Under current EU rules, asylum seekers get protection from countries where they first apply. An external processing system would open up the possibility to settle anywhere in Europe. But any new system will require new funding, which EU countries have been reticent to pledge. Outsourcing asylum processing may run into further complications when it comes to upholding international human rights laws, which state that people have the right to request asylum wherever they feel protected. Critics say moving that process abroad may be an infringement of those rights. Some fear the third-party plan will place an additional burden on African countries already under strain.
A lot of the country we are talking about in terms of outsourcing, North Africa, but also some of the sub-Saharan African, have their own problem of mobility, of refugees flows, of internal displacement, of large migration flows. And we have to see how this outsourcing would add to the problems that they already have right now.
The issue is set to come between the EU and the African Union during an upcoming summit in Brussels. Sandra Gathmann, CCTV, Brussels.